log. I thought I found him. Mud crab. Alright, we're back at Crab Creek beach area that we were at in the last episode. But I've come down with some boys this time. Emma's at work, so I've got a day off. Come down with a couple of my brothers, young Russell and Brandon, and they're just going to get the crab hook out of the car. You probably can't see him up there. I mean, sorry, the drag net. Just because the tide has been out, it was too far out for drag netting. And so while I was out, we were just looking around the mangroves for some mud crab. These boys found one. I found one, but we didn't bring any crab hooks because we didn't plan to do that. And so they got one crab, but we're going to set the net in between these mangroves here. You kind of see that gap in that area there. So we're going to put a net out. Actually, I'll show you how we do that, but we'll have a chat about that quickly very soon. Right now, let's get some stuff out of the car. We'll get into it. Brandon, you got the net. Russell's having a drink. So this is what we call a drag net, a haul net. You see we got two ropes and the net is in between, and one rope has a layer of sinkers all the way down, so that's obviously going to be at the bottom, and the other rope has floats and that'll be at the top. And so Brandon's pulling it out and Russell's feeding it out of the bag. I should be helping him, but he looks like he knows what he's doing. So he's feeding it out to keep it with this, keep it so it's not tangled up, you see. Making sure it's not tangled up so that it comes out perfect. We'll go and see Brandon's end. And see at the end there, he's got a weight. I think he's got a rock on there tied up at the bottom. And so that'll hold the net out. It'll keep it out there when the tide is coming in. And so you can see the tide's coming in. Basically, yeah, he's going to be keeping it straight, kind of. But you can see when the tide's coming in, all we have to do is pull the net, keep pulling it in with the tide. But every time a fish gets on there, we have to get the fish out of it. We can't leave it stuck in the net. And that's why we're constantly monitoring the net while it's in the water, okay? And so we get the fish out because we don't want sharks coming or hanging around or getting caught in the net themselves. And so we're trying to also get the fish straight into the esky kind of thing. Maybe clean it up before we do that even. The water's a bit cold. So we're in the middle of May, so water's nice and cool at the moment.
On the left, what's up?
Still a big mob. Yeah, so there's the net. And so we're targeting blue nose salmon just like we did in the last episode, because it's the blue nose salmon season. All right, the Wolga Wolga we call them. Still a fair bit, is it? It's a big net. Oh, that was a mud crab. There's a mud crab right here. I must have just walked straight past that mud crab.
That'll be right there, what?
Yeah, it'll be right there.
Oh, it's saying to walk over there.
Yeah, no, that's far enough. Good tide coming in anyways. There was a mud crab right here. I just saw like that little, you know, little swimmer legs or whatever they call. You might get stuck in the net too. So that's the other thing. We can get some bycatch, bycatch, whatever we want to call them. You know, like mud crabs. We might get some queenies. Might get barramundi. I don't think we're supposed to keep barramundi if we catch them on the net, but we'll see how we go with that. There is some rules already in place. Some legislation in place when it comes to drag netting, but there's also going to be, I think there's the fisheries with the local TOs here in the region, I mean, not just the Yaru mob, are working on a new netting accord. And so what that looks like will obviously come out at the end, or you know, there's some community consultation in the development process of that. But we want to talk about that because it's not what we're here for. We're here to do the netting. Alright, so he's just checking in, making sure it's not tangled up or anything. And as usual, I'm doing nothing, just on the camera. Yeah. Alright, so in this little shallow areas too, you know, it's pretty safe. We're not going to get any dolphins or anything like that. There was a crocodile sighting just yesterday out of Cable Beach, but that's the other side of Broome. We should be okay. But yeah, that's basically a set drag net. And so we're doing the style of netting we're doing today is what they call haul netting, which is where we're monitoring it, and as the tide keeps coming in, we'll keep pulling it in so it doesn't stay out in the deep, and also we'll keep picking the fish out of the net as they get caught. No matter what they are, we're going to catch it, pull them out of the net, and we'll release them if they're not what we're after. All right, let's see how we go. So you can see the net is set, and so set it up sort of half in, half out, but that's because the tide is coming in, and so it's set perfectly now. People refer to these nets as gill nets, okay? So basically what it looks like in the water, it'll sit like that in the water, see? So it'll go sinker end down the bottom and the float end at the top. So the fish will swim into it, like into the wall of the net, whatever you want to call it. And so it's called a gill net because the fish will swim into these holes and they'll get their gills caught up kind of into the square. And because it's got all these squares, that's why some people refer to this as square hook. Using square hooks. This is like a cheating way of fishing. But we do the drag netting whenever we need to go and catch heaps of fish for heaps of family, like ceremonies. Actually, we do have ceremonies coming up. Anyways, whenever we've got ceremonies come together, or sorry business, you know, like funerals and stuff like that, we get heaps of family around, and so we'll go out and do some drag netting if it's this time of the year, maybe, to catch heaps of fish for all the family. But obviously, you know, it's not done every day kind of thing. It's not done all month or all week or even, you know, consecutive days. We'll only need to do it once, catch what we need, and that's done for a while, you know, because we're not trying to do anything unsustainable. We've always had a responsibility to ensure that there was heaps more fish for heaps more family throughout the year, and obviously next generation, and so we're still maintaining that, even though we're grabbing like a handful on days like this. All right, so now see the boys just chilling out. Brandon's fixing up his spear. I'll show you a bit of that when I get over there shortly. But basically now we just wait and watch. So we're waiting and watching for fish to go into the net, and so what that looks like is we'll see some splashes where the net is, or we'll see if it's a big fish, we might see some of their floats will be anchored down a little bit because of the weight of the fish. So the float will be, so we're looking for that sort of indicators, the splashes or their floats underwater, and then we know there's a fish in there, and then we'll go out and pull the fish out. But that's what we're waiting for. And so tide's coming in, it's about 9 o'clock or about 9:30 or thereabouts, and about high tide around lunchtime, and so we'll be out here for a few hours, and that'll be our day. So that's the plan, that's what's happening. I'll do some more droning later, I'll show you what it looks like. as we're doing it. The thing is, some people don't like doing drag netting because when the fish is in the net, you've got to swim out or walk out, and to get the fish out of the net, you don't pull the net out of the water to take the fish out. And so some people don't like doing it because, you know, it could be jellyfish in there, could be sharks in there, could be crocodiles in there, could stand on a stingray or something like that. Mud crab can grab your toes, so it can get a little bit risky. And so a lot of people, not everyone likes to do drag netting, but I'm with some pretty brave boys today, so they'll be right. All right, Russell's got his line tied around that. I don't know if you can see it. It's not Russell, it's Brandon. I keep saying Russell. Fake's fixing his spear, or making his spear.
The groove. Do a quick knot.
He didn't bring any line, but we found some down on the beach, eh?
Yeah. Oh, but it last good. Good enough finding fishing line.
Yeah. Oh, he found fishing line.
Throw some to the left.
There you go. Alright, so we got some family here. There's Tara. Tara, who's with you? Introduce everybody.
My son, my sister, my uncle, brother, and uncle over there.
Oh, he's gone spearing. And Patty, my sister, is coming down. She's going to be the chef today, I reckon.
Is she really a sister then?
She's a chef all the time. All right, so I think I can see a fish there. That's towards the end. And so we're going to go out and check it. Let's go on that side. Huh?
Got my hat done.
This is cold. Oh, it's very cold. Whew, this is very cold. Oh, this is freezing, man. Whew. All right, so as we're going along, we'll pick it up, check. Oh, this is way too cold. Freezing cold. It's cold. Let's pull it in a little bit. Seen that? You see that fish or what? Can't go, you get fish in there, too good. Come on, it's cold, but okay. It's pretty deep now. See how deep it is? Oh, it's very cold. You can see a float that's kind of underwater there, just over there. So that's what we're going out for. Oh, this is really deep. I don't like normally swimming when we got to do this. I don't consider myself a strong swimmer. Giovanna's with me. Give me some support. Too deep. Whoa. There's nothing here. Ah, no. It's better now. It's getting used to the cold now. So basically, that's what we got to keep on doing. Every now and then, when we think there's something on there, we've got to swim out and check it. So you don't want dead fish or fish to stay on there for too long. Plus with all the vibrations, we're just trying to get out and attract sharks. So we want to get it out quick. Alright. pull this stretch. See how it's a little bit slack? I'm going to pull it a little bit tight now. Better chance of hooking a fish then that way. Oh, caught a blue net, blue bag. That should give us a better chance, I think.
It is a drone. Are you gonna roll them?
See there's something splashing around. See how the flows go straight in the curves, and you can see the splashes. That means there's a fish in there. Actually, I don't know what that is. It looks dark, so I'm not sure what that is. All the boys are going spearing. Patty's watching. So she's my safety net, and she'll come and save me if something happens. But we got to get it out. We can't leave it in there. I've got a bad feeling that it's a catfish. Some people swimming over there. Oh, this water's cold again because I just dried off, and now I'm getting wet again, so it feels cold all over again. All right, I got a feeling it's a catfish, you know, or might be a mullet. So look, it's right there. See it? This is our first fish for the day. Better not be. Oh, it's a big mullet, I think. Oh, big mullet, Paddy. So, got to get it out. Nice big diamondback or something. It's wrapped itself right in there. Which is good. Don't want to lose it. This is going to be lunch, I think. This is not the target fish, but it's going to do. See if we can feed them through here, eh? Nah, it's stuck on the gill. Here we go, we're getting somewhere. Oh, it's twisted himself. Here we go, we're getting there. some spikes. And the trick is not to let it go after you got it out of the net. Hey. That's why it's called a gill net. See how it's stuck on the gills? Ah, here we go, getting there. First fish, big mullet.
It's a monster.
It is a monster. Try to get some more. Yeah, see it just in front of you. Hold it. Can you feel anything like tugging or anything? Might be losing it.
Cold what?
Alright. It's about lunchtime.
We got the one fish in here.
The tide is high now, and as you probably heard my sister, we've only got one fish. And so see how we go. It's not over yet. It's not over until it's over. Brennan got some crabs. Pretty successful with his spearing. And so anyways, they're making a fire. They're gonna cook it. Cook the crabs. I think Paddy's got dibs on the biggest crab. That's it? Alright. Mud crab on. Try and have something to eat. But see, the net's still out. Tide's going out now though, so we haven't caught any other fish yet. So Brendan. So might be it, I think. Yeah, see how we go. Probably last hour or so before we get out of here. But I think there's less chance of catching something when the tide's going out. So we'll see how we go. Paddy's trying out a fishing line. Put some bait on there. But yeah, well, so anyways, we'll see how we go. Last little bit, but I don't know, my hopes aren't high. But anyways, that's how you do drag netting. But next time we'll try to get some fish. See how we go. Any last words, champ?
I don't know. I don't know where all the fish are.
Yeah. All right, we're all packed up. net's gone, we pulled it out now. Pretty disappointing, we only got one fish today. It actually wasn't our target fish, which was a blue nose salmon, but we got a decent fish. We're going to give that to my uncle who actually owns the net. But at least now for those that don't know, now you know how the netting, the whole netting works kind of thing. And we'll try it again next time and see if we get something better or better catch for more people. All right, thanks guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like it as well, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks guys, bye.